You are welcome here. You who are multitasking, you who are powering through a hard day, a hard work, a hard year, you are welcome here. We are welcome here.
This idea of the deep knowing that women bring about the communities in which they work and the experiences of the families.
When you know people and you let people know you, it makes a connection that cannot be made in other ways.
You know, I always tell our folks, I don't know. I don't have the answer. You know, we're working towards this together. But what I do have is the guts to stand up and say something.
For women who are leading movements, for women who are serving families and people, the pressure over the last 19 months or so has just been tremendous. And what we're seeing is that people are wore out.
You know, when we talk about rural communities and how we can build them, we often leave a lot of people out, and that includes our LGBT and queer communities that often aren't considered part of the stereotype in the way we see rural communities portrayed.
So having that conversation with my mom was very, it was a difficult conversation, but also it was interesting in that her response was to think that something had happened to me, something traumatic had to happen to make me this way.
And if I have to be the one that they all talk about, because res talk gets around very quickly. And if I have to be the one that they talk about, oh, there's that Lexi, she was the gay Miss Hopi, she was the gay Miss USA, all of this, that's fine.
And always trying to carry ourselves with dignity, but dignity comes with exhaustion. The other side of dignity is exhaustion. And if I know what that feels like as a white woman that has class climbed and is secure and safe, imagine if you are listening to this conversation, what that means to be a woman of color and to be a queer woman of color or a trans woman of color.
4 years ago, I had a dream. It was so vivid, so familiar. It felt like a compilation of short missives from the future. Scenes from the North Umpqua River, in my parents' garden and kitchen, were marked by a new presence, a little girl. We wanted to root ourselves in a community that was of a smaller, more intimate scale. Even before her birth, I wanted our daughter to feel bound to this place. 14 days ago, our daughter was born. While her name means peace, she entered this world with a mighty shout and fists raised. Our hopes and dreams for a family and a home are swaddled up with this child.
The piece that I'm probably most proud of is the No Hate in My Holler piece that I did in response to a white supremacist group coming to southeastern Kentucky in 2017. Since then, it has blown up, and people all over the country and the world that identify with being in a holler have really adopted this phrase and bought t-shirts and screamed it from the rooftops, and so I couldn't be prouder of that.
And I'll admit that I was lost, and I'd wandered far too long. But then I found you in the fields,
part of telling stories is giving credit to women for the work they have always done in taking care of families, taking care of community, taking care of seeds, and also doing this really brilliant work of helping to develop the foods that we rely on today. I wanted to, through the story, reconnect with what is so beautiful, so hopeful, and so amazing about seeds. Because I think we've moved away from that.
As we all know, our communities and rural communities are in need of better infrastructure, of more economic opportunity, and of health and safe housing. And those are precisely the areas that rural development focuses on. And it's just an honor to be part of the work that the federal government does and that USDA does in that arena.
People are really, I think, helping each other right now. I've noticed a lot of my friends and people in my network are just reaching out to lend a hand and help each other. And I think that gives me hope.
The memory of our ancestral grandmothers who braided seeds in their hair before being forced to board transatlantic slave ships. They braided okra, cowpea, black rice, egusi melon, millet, sorghum, and other seeds as insurance for an uncertain future.
I have been in awe of the women across the country, and especially as you said during this pandemic, the mothers, people taking care of their children, balancing work, and it's been very, very hard.
Thank you so much for contributing to these conversations around place, inclusion, and making sure that we are paving pathways and supporting the women in our lives.